Today we're going to be introducing you to some texture curling. We're going to use some vertical curls, we're going to use some small section curls. You want to make sure that you prep your hair accordingly. So with Allie, we use some Anti-Gravity spray. By Kevin Murphy, we also use some Smooth.AGAIN. And then of course the Damage Manager. Anytime you are flat iron curling your hair, you want to make sure that you go away from the face. If you go towards the face with your flat iron, you're going to get this type of look. And then what ends up happening when you soften that, it'll lay down and be real flat. You won't have any type of base to go with. So how you start is you're just going to go away from the face. You're going to just turn the iron and just let it fall. Then another way you can do it is you can take a bigger section. Now this is just more for like a real casual wave. And if you have a lot of layers in the hair too, you want to make sure that you kind of, so I'm going to take her section here and she's got kind of a lot of layers right here, so I'm going to take those out because they're just going to fall. Again, away from the face, turn, just pull straight, and then you see how you have more just of a wave here. You don't have it so curly like this one. All right, so this is more of a square section, and this is what's going to give you a tighter curl. This is more of a vertical section, so if you look, we're taking more of a vertical chunk here, and it's going to give you a looser wave. Another way you can put some volume in the hair with a flat iron curl is by taking a square section that's a little bit bigger and just making some volume right at the base like this. And what that'll do is it'll just prep it so that when you go to do your updo, or have a really nice bump at the base. Take my finger to kind of smooth that out and let it cool. This one's cooled over here so I can mess with this. But if I just did this curl, you don't want to sit there and go like this to it right away. The heat that was just on from the flat iron on the hair will make this straight. So you want to make sure that everything looks really like Shirley Temple-ish until we're done. A lot of people kind of get a little nervous about their hair when it looks so curly and they think it's going to be over curled, and then when they get the whole thing done, they've worked it all out of the hair to the point of it being straight again. Again, I'm just utilizing the product that I had in here, not utilizing any more product at this time until we soften her curl. After your curl is done, if you feel like you have really fine hair, you can spray just a layer of the session spray. You want to take an aerosol, definitely, when you're doing this. You don't want anything that's real heavy. The reason I like the Kevin Murphy session spray is because you can layer it on the hair. So again, away from the face, coming through and letting it just cool. Now, if you're going to be doing a style that is going to be maybe swooped down and around, the reason why you want to make sure you're directing the base where it wants to go is so that when you get done with your set, it'll literally just fall into place. So always think of where you're going with your base before you curl. Combing the section through is really, really important. Sometimes if your hair has a lot of buildup on it, you can heat up the section prior, kind of like this. Just go through it once or twice, get it nice and warm, and then you can go ahead and curl it. Flat iron curling is not supposed to be perfect. You want it to look very textured. Now, if you have a shorter bang, let's say your bang only came up to your eyebrow here, I would suggest just kind of leaving it. I wouldn't do a whole lot of curling to it. Her bang is a little bit longer, so I'm not gonna start right here and start my curl. I'm actually gonna come down and just curl the very ends of it so that it swoops nicely into it. And you don't wanna do a whole lot with the bang. You just wanna heat it up just enough to kind of get that little tiny bit of texture in the mid shaft, just like that. So then when we go to push this back, it'll work out really nice. All right, so basically she is all curled here. Now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna set it. So you're gonna use the Session Spray by Kevin Murphy. You're going to just layer it on. So this is what's setting your curl into place. This is what's keeping it frizzing out. Okay, so another thing you wanna keep in mind is you wanna put tension on your hair. So when you're going and curling, you wanna just pull this hair. You can kind of see Allie's head, just kind of jerking a little bit. And it's kind of like putting, using scissors to like roll a piece of ribbon. That's the tension you wanna use on the hair. That way, as you can see, I'm not curling like a curling iron. I'm using more tension and just edging like this, and then it'll come out nice and straight. Okay, so after layering your session spray on, you wanna make sure that dries real nice. You're gonna take the Shimmer Shine by Kevin Murphy. I like to use a shine spray. It loosens up the hairspray buildup and also tends to to loosen up the style as well, promoting a little bit more shine. I'm just gonna spray it into the air here. And once you spray the shimmer shine into the air, it will fall on top of the hair. If you have very fine hair, you really don't want to use a whole lot. For my hair, it is kind of fine at times, where it'll feel kind of greasy if I use the shimmer spray. So I'll put it in my hands, and then I'll use it in my hands like this. All right, so after the curls are completely cooled off, which is really, really important, then you can go ahead and you can start working through. You want to grab the curl, you can put your fingers through it a little bit. You're just going to want to soften it. You shouldn't need a brush, you shouldn't need any of that type of thing when you're working this through. Using your fingers is going to be the best tool for this. On this side we did more square sectioning, so you can see she's got a little bit more bounce through here. And then on this side we did a couple big vertical ones, so you can kind of see how it's just a little bit less of a wave. Okay, so just to recap, with flat iron curling, make sure you hold enough tension on the hair, make sure that you're going away from your face, and make sure that your sectionings are either bigger and vertical for more of a looser wave, or more square for more of a smaller wave. I'm just going to teach you some basics on teasing the base, and then using some hair ribbons and hair jewelry as a basis to the style as well. So join us for another session. Thanks!